Now, speaking of Vacation Bible School, Hannah Fowler is going to come talk to us a bit about that ministry this past week.
Morning. So like Pastor Jonathan just said, I'm Hannah Fowler, and I was asked to share about my experience with VBS. So as we talked about last week, most of us remember something about our time at VBS as a kid. I've had the great pleasure of I've gotten to participate in St. Francis VBS in every capacity. From 3 to 10, I was a participant. From 11 to 17, I was a youth assistant. And the last couple years, I've gotten to be an adult leader. I so enjoyed spending this week with my group. I had rising kindergartners, so this was their first time ever being at St. Francis VBS. On the first day, there were some nerves of, I don't know you, I've gone to the preschool here, but I don't necessarily want to separate from mom and dad. But by the second day, they knew that they were going to see God's love. They were going to get to have fun. They were going to have stories. They were going to have awesome snacks. They were going to have crafts. And there was no need to be nervous. So talking to some of our other adult leaders like Mark Shearer, Daniela, some of the God moments that they saw were there were several participants that just radiated God's love all week. And their enthusiasm and joy was just contagious. And several of our participants that we've had from years to years as they've gotten older have started to say, when am I old enough to come back and volunteer? They were so ready to show God's love to the younger kids and continue to grow this ministry. One of my favorite parts was there was a question that was posed at recreation of what makes you happy? And most 5-year-olds, you would expect to say like, oh, snacks or my puppy. But the very first thing that was said in my group was God makes me happy, as in that's the obvious answer, which is exactly what VBS and church and sharing God's love is all about. So thank you to all of the volunteers who made this week possible, as we've said over and over. And thank you, St. Francis, for making this ministry possible every year.